Salakia, I'm gonna have to make this part two because the video was cut short because I ran out of storage. But I was speaking about a speckled bird, and a speckled bird is a you know what? Let's just look it up. Let's look it up. There we go. You see a speckled bird. It has different colors. It's got spots on it, but it is not one color. And the Lord is trying to let you know Israelite comes in assorted of color, shapes, and sizes. All Israelites ain't gonna look like fucking Wesley Snipes or goddamn LeBron James and you know how people, especially women, they get caught up in the color and they think that represents strength and might. No, strength and might comes from the spirit. And an Israelite foreigner or an Israelite over here in America who looks like a so-called white person or a Chinese person or an Arab or whatever the case may be, they still Israelites and they got the spirit of the Lord in them. Right? They just don't know. But it's our job to bring that out. It's our job to bring the correction and the understanding. This is James. Chapter 1 and verse 1 says, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Reading. Scattered. What is scattered? It's going to go into the word diaspora, right? And it says, a scattering of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations, of Christians scattered abroad among the Gentiles. You see? So the Israelite man, woman, and child is amongst all the nations if the seed goes back to an Israelite man. Just like Edomite men, women, and children are all over the place if that Edomite man laid with a so-called black woman. He could look, she could be dark as Wesley Snipes and he be white as Donald Trump. And that child may come out looking like the mother still, having all the features of the mother, but inside the spirit is an Edomite. Or he could come out looking like his father. He's still an Edomite. Or he can come out looking like Patrick Mahomes. Fair skin, so-called good hair. He's still an Edomite. This is why these scriptures are so powerful. And I'm very thankful for the Lord putting our elders and apostles of Great Millstone in the right spot to bring these type of scriptures out so that we're not walking around here in the last days, convicting ourselves and don't even know it. Because you got to understand, there will be some corrective judgment coming for disowning Israelites based off of their skin color, based off of what you think, and you didn't try the spirit. You see? This is Revelations chapter 7 and verse 9. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes with palms in their hands. Who be these? These would be people that look like Patrick Mahomes' children. Or a Moabite that's actually an Israelite. Right? Let me go here real quick. I'm going to look up a few definitions. Nations. It says a tribe, nation, people, group. It says Old Testament, foreign nations not worshiping the true power, pagans and Gentiles. Let me see. I didn't want that one. Kindreds. There we go. Kindred, a tribe. In the New Testament, all persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. So that's not saying white people, so-called an Edomite, is saying a so-called white person, okay, or a so-called Israelite that looks like an Edomite. That's who this is going into. And it doesn't matter where they're scattered. They could be a goddamn Ethiopian, because Ethiopians are not of the lineage of Jacob, right? But we were scattered among the Ethiopians, Japanese, right? Wherever there's people walking this earth, there's probably Israelites there, because the Lord said He was going to scatter us for not obeying His laws, statutes, and commandments. That was one of our punishments, and to put us in the hand of our enemies. Right? And what happens when you do that? Your heritage is taken, because they know who you are, but you don't. After generations of such, you become a black man, a Negro, a nigger, right? You become a spick, a wetback, a Mexican, a Puerto Rican, a tonto. You're a byword, because the Lord scattered you amongst your enemy. But this scripture is letting you know He knows who the Israelites are and who isn't, right? It says, I'm going to read it again. Revelation 7:9. And this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all the nations and kindreds and of people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So these were Israelites still. They just looked like the other nations. Close out with this. Actually, yeah, I close out with this. This is John chapter 4, 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of the Most High. Now, this is obviously talking about, okay, how we deal in the world. But when a person come up to the camp or come on your comment board, well, you can't really say about the comment board, you know, because I don't know who I be cussing out when they come on my comment board. They could be an Israelite that look like an Edomite. But when they in your face, this is the Lord saying, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High. So this is also to discern a wicked ass nigga who ain't a believer. Because many false prophets are gone into the world. I mean, ultimately he's dealing with prophets as well, but we are required to try the spirit. That is how we're going to make sure we get it right. Okay? So make no mistake. The Lord got people that look like so-called white people in the other nations that are definitely Israelites, and a lot of them are going to be a part of the multitude and be delivered. And they're going to be on a chariot, okay? And they're going to get their new bodies, okay? And those who condemn them, you might be stuck here burning with the Edomites, the same people you condemn because you couldn't get it right. And you mock the Lord with that shit, man. You know, this is serious business. We're dealing with the sheepfold. And that could be a damaging blow. Somebody walk up that really resonate what you talking about, and because you think they got blonde hair, blue eyes, or they just look like a cracker, you don't want to deal with them, and you treat them as such, not knowing you just fucked up, okay, and put yourself in a worse situation than you was already in. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom.